What's going on, everyone? My name is Diego Russell. I will be the host of the Diego Russell Fitness Podcast. We're not just going to be delving into fitness, we're also going to be delving into a couple different topics that I want to touch base with y'all today. But let me introduce myself to y'all. My name is Diego Russell. I am a business owner. I am 22 years of age, and I live here in Medina, New York, my hometown. I was raised by my great-grandparents. I was an only child, but on my biological side of things, I have a brother, I have a sister, and I'm not aware of who my father is. So right there, you can sort of tell what kind of person I should have been. But I have actually lived a very great life. My great-grandma, she passed away in 2020, and from that point, it made me who I am today, a man I have to be, so I can instill the values in myself as well as other people. I love who I am, I love what I do, and I am trying to share my experience and my perspective with other like-minded individuals today. So, the topics that I want to delve into with y'all on this podcast are going to be finances, huge, super big. Fitness, once again, super big, super huge. Compensating for something here. Your mindset and generational problems that we face here today in America. So, I'm going to give you all a little story of my goal in becoming financially free. I started when I was 16. I worked at a restaurant after I would get out of school. I went to high school, I graduated, and until the day I graduated, I would work this same restaurant job day in, day out. I would put in my time, trading my time for money. I would make somewhere around like $400 for 60 hours. That's like post-tax. I would work my 60 hours, I'd get my $400. I was happy because back then I didn't really need that much. But once I was 18, everything changed in my life, everything. And that's where I realized that there is much more to life than consuming. Because I'm not going to a job to just buy my toys. I need to go to a job to live now. That is where I'm at. I need to go to a job. I need to play the rat race to be able to live my life. So around 18, I started realizing that I couldn't trade my time for money anymore, that I needed to get more wealth for my time. I felt like I had to earn more because I was making $15 an hour. That was great for a 16-year-old, but someone who has to pay all the bills in a house, someone who has to invest. I wanted to invest into like stocks and whatnot, so I felt like the need to invest. Someone who has to pay for their groceries, someone who has to pay for their car. This all adds up. It's expensive too. In this day and age, it's at the peak. And that will lead to our other topic of generational problems, but let's stick with the story here. I'm 18 now, and I decided that I had to get a better paying job. So then I looked around, I became a server, I worked at Walmart, I worked in the back of the kitchen. All upgrades to where I was at, what I was earning, but it still wasn't enough. I worked for Walmart. I would put in 38 hours. That job created the most money and stability that I could get for myself. While as a serving job, I would probably get the most money for the least amount of hours worked and for the least amount of experience. Plus, I would get a meal. So I was pretty happy about that. But in doing so, I was still trading my time for money, and I would be working for someone else and for people that I don't really like or do I respect, especially at Walmart. So let's stick with Walmart right now. Worked at Walmart 38 hours a week. I would work 2 weeks to get my bi-weekly paycheck of, let's say, $800 post-tax. So that's with taxes being taken out. I would get my $800 and $1,600 a month. I thought it was good, but with how things are, how inflation is, how things are raising up in prices, how I want more for myself, that's not enough, man. I need more. So I started realizing that working a W-2 job, working for someone else, trading my time for money was not the best means of achieving my goal of financial freedom. So I think around 2022 here, when I was 21, 21, around there. It gets confusing with the 2020. I was born in 2001, and I go by the 2000s, so I'm like a year off, but whatever the age. In 2021, I would try to start getting into the realm of business. I would try to start trying to invest a little bit more because I thought that would be the way out. Come to realize it's a step in the right direction from what I was doing, which was trading my time for money. But now I am almost doing that. But when you have a business, the sole purpose for that business is to create money, and in doing so, that's going to create me wealth as well. I have a service-based business, which is lawn care, so I don't have to be the one pushing the lawnmower. Someone else could be doing that. But right now, since I am just starting up, I have to be the one to do that. So I am still trading my time for money, but now I am making significantly more than if I were working that Walmart job. I'm getting higher and higher with each step that I've been taking progressively with every year that passes, and that's been the goal of mine. I'm very young, so I'm still very new to the journey, but I've learned a lot so far, and I have a much better mindset of trying to pursue this goal of financial freedom. I know I have to work until money is being produced to me while I sleep. Until I get to the point where I'm making money while I sleep, I cannot rest. I must keep running the rat race, which is the game we are all playing in the United States of America. We are all in the rat race, whether you like it or not. There's no avoiding it, because if you choose the other route of living in a van, you have to pay for that van. You have to pay for the gas. You have to pay for the taxes. You have to pay for an inspection. Everything you have to pay for, but you don't got no money. We have to play the rat race. It's a choice that none of us like to make, but we have to do it. So I've been doing it. Me playing the rat race, it's a nice journey. It's a good journey. I've been living a good life, and the only way I've been living a good life is through my other two topics that I would like to discuss with you, which is fitness and your mindset. I'm going to delve into those two topics together because I think they almost go hand in hand. I became a personal trainer at 18. Being fit, personal training, that was my passion. This is like my original baby of a business. I love fitness because it provides you stability. It provides you a greater mindset. It provides you a nice body. It provides you health and longevity. All these things are super important for your life. And I would say that fitness has been something that's never left me. Fitness has been something that's always been there, no matter what my relationship status was, no matter what my educational status was, no matter where I was with my business or with my finances. I felt like the gym would never leave me. So, Fitness is a huge thing for your health. It's a huge thing for your stress and your anxiety, and it makes the journey a little bit better. If you have a small town that you go to, if you live in, Medina for me is a very small town, especially compared to like a New York City or LA or somewhere else, Texas. If you go to one of those places, your gym's probably packed with a bunch of different people who also are very like-minded in trying to build themselves up, trying to build something. In my gym, it's very small, not many people, but they're all like-minded to me, so it provides you a community. It provides you a community with like-minded people. And that, for your mindset, is huge. It's very big. So you have to realize that you're not just going there to try to overcome your anxiety. You're not just there to build a better body. You are there and you are surrounded by people that are non-judgmental, that are trying to help each other out, that are trying to push you to do better. That's what I'm almost here to do, is push you to do better and show you my perspective. I like to push myself a little too much. I stress myself out a lot. My mindset is very aggressive, and I'm sprinting. I'm trying to run as fast as I can constantly. But as I said, that also brings you stress. So you have to just be careful with how much pressure you put on yourself. Fitness has been great for me. We're going to delve into a lot of different topics that have to do with fitness, but I think that's just a component of my goal of becoming financially free, because my mindset has never been the best. Growing up, I used to be very anxious. Growing up, I used to be very mad. Growing up, I would throw these fits of rage, and my heart almost felt like it was pounding out of my chest. I didn't have the best mindset. The gym created that for me. It let me de-stress. It let me become healthy. But along with that, I also found weed. I would smoke pot 3 to 5 times per day, from the moment I woke up to the moment I fell asleep, in school and out of school. And that would not put me in the best mindset. I was not confident. I grew to become more anxious as I progressively did it. I would have to say that I consistently smoked weed all the way until the age I'm at now. So that's a 6-year-long term of me consistently smoking weed, which is not good for your health. This is going against health and fitness for me. So I've been almost burning the candle at both ends, and I finally stopped. I finally stopped being counterproductive, and I am now trying to just grow. I'm not trying to self-sabotage. I don't want to cope and escape my reality. I want to be my reality. I want to be my reality so badly, so I can change everything that needs to be changed instead of escaping when I get high. Now, smoking weed is a vice for me. If I smoke it, I know I'm trying to escape something. And a lot of my generation today is almost in the same shoes that I am in, and I've been in. Being stressed, being depressed, being anxious, not having confidence, a lot of different negative topics. And I believe that we have such a negative mindset because of the generation that we live in. We haven't been blessed with many opportunities. We have not been blessed with our finances. The amount to, if you want to live, you have to make a lot of money. It's that simple. You have to make a lot of money if you want to just live your life. You can't be working for minimum wage and expect to be ahead. You have to grind. You have to struggle and go through so much in this journey that it's ridiculous. But you have to do it. Because if you're in America, you're playing that rat race. And we can't just be playing that rat race until we're 70 years of age. We have to get out. So the way of getting out is through finances, is through fitness, is through your mindset. So this problem over here is going to be crushed by these three little dudes over here. Boom. That's why I'm trying to make this podcast today. I want to discuss these different topics so we can destroy the problems that we live in today. And you might say, Diego, you don't get me. I lost my parents when I was young. I had a traumatic event happen to me. I had such and such. But we cannot let the past create our future. We cannot let the past distort our reality. We cannot let anything from the past disrupt the right now. Because right now is all you have. Right now, you can make any choice you want. When I used to get high, it was a cycle. I wake up, I get high, forget about my reality. Next day, next day, next day. It just continued like that until I finally said, enough is enough. And I made the choice to take my life back from my vice, which was smoking weed, from this demon of smoking weed, because that was counterintuitive to my goals. That was counterintuitive to what I wanted to do with my life. So even though I smoked weed every single day of my life, that was my past, and I stopped it because right now is all I have. And if I was able to stop it, man, let me tell you, what can I do now? I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with life because I finally have the self-control that I've been needing to escape my past. And a lot of people are just trying to constantly run away from their past. You can't run away. You have to accept it. It is what it is. You have to go with what you've known and flip the page. Create that new chapter in your life. Create the reality you want to live in. I'm here to push you to do better. I am here to show you the vision and grant you faith in who you are and what you have to do to become the person you want to be. There's a lot of us that struggle, that are stressed, depressed, self-medicated, but we have to get out of that rut. We have to get out of that cycle. There's too many of us today that just let life beat you down. You can't let life beat you down. You have to tell life what you want, and you have to grab it by the balls and shake it for everything it's got. Because if you are confident, happy, rich in your mind, rich physically, rich financially, you can do whatever you want just about. So that's where it leads us into this podcast. I wasn't happy with my finances. I took a choice, even though I was scared of it, to switch it up and do what I wanted to do. With fitness, I was a fat, chubby little boy. I did not feel confident. I did not like my body. I did not like a lot of things about myself. But through this journey, I love who I am now. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. These are all big, huge things that we have to be accountable for. And then on my mindset, those two things have lifted me up, along with other things that have lifted me up into the mindset that is rich, that is abundant. And I want to help you achieve that with me. There are a lot of different problems, a lot of different things we face. But all this adversity can't stop you from the person you must become. It's a journey. It's a long, stressful, anxiety-inducing journey. But you can stay the same. You could remain the same if you choose. But I am trying to push anyone to get across that rut, that valley, to build the bridge to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. I want to become financially free so I can do just that. Do whatever I want, whenever I want. I want you to be able to do that too. It's a struggle. It's a law. But we have to get past it. Same thing for your body. It's a struggle. But you have to get past it. Same thing with your mindset. You can focus on these past traumas, these past problems, and let that create you. But you have to stay focused because it's a process. I'm going to conclude here today that a lot of us might not feel like we're capable of doing what our mind does think is impossible. But I am here today to show you that you can create your reality, that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, once you flip the switch. Mindset, finances, fitness. Try switching those 3 things up in your life today. I think they're going to go... It's a consistent journey too. You can't be inconsistent. But we will touch base more and more as this podcast progresses. This is only my first episode. It's just an introduction into the topics that I want to delve into and who I am. And let's see if we can get things started. The only way I can make this a reality is if I'm consistent with it and I struggle through the journey. Because this isn't the most comfortable thing for me to do. I don't want to be talking to someone who I don't even know who's behind the screen. But you're probably cool. You're watching one of my videos. You're probably cool, dude. And I think that if I am able to create this podcast that helps me let out what I have to say and these things that have been on my mind, that have created a different mindset and produces happiness into my life, maybe it'll work with someone else, because although I'm different, we are all the same. Let's leave it there. Nice talking with you. Hope to see you again.